something good has happened to us, because we always are extending ourselves to get our message out and to get this county's recognition out beyond our boundaries. So every time I think we've outdone ourselves, just like partnering with the county commissioners and receiving the NACO recognition, the Managing for Excellence, hosting the National Watercolor Society, I could go on and on. However, this year, I've just been so excited. Once we went through the process and we got the announcement that we were chosen, and I think going into this, we didn't think that urban counties were that it was a challenge, because the grant had to, well, it's not a grant, it's a grant to the Georgia Humanities, but it is a special exhibit. And I just want to say Smithsonian, but we have a special guest tonight, Miss Arden Williams from the Georgia Humanities, who's going to, this is a time that she needs to do a big presentation and whatever. And I tried to share with her, it's a party, it's a time that we all just enjoy and get to know each other. But she's going to give you the basis and a little bit about how we were chosen and what we have to look forward to in 2016. Arden, please give her a round of applause, please.
What an amazing introduction. Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here. And Crystal, thank you for that sports story about Alabama, because it kind of leads me to what I'm about to say. On behalf of the Georgia Humanities Council, and I could say by a show of hands how many of you have heard of us. Oh, yeah. We are an agency or an organization in the state. We are the only one. We're not really a state agency, but we work directly with the Arts Council, and we work with the Georgia Department of Economic Development, Georgia Department of Community Affairs. I could go on, but I won't. Anyway, we get our donations from the NEH, National Endowment for the Humanities, and state funding, and all of you that will be happy to join us as friends, we hope, someday. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Some of you came up to me and said, what are these? And I said, I'm sworn to secrecy, because Linda will be angry with me if I say anything. But let me just say the word Smithsonian, as Linda said, but let's take it further and say Smithsonian Institution. They have a special division up there in Washington that tours small exhibits intended for communities. They usually say rural communities. This isn't really rural, I would call it. But these exhibits are smaller in size. They don't like them going into, as you say, urban areas necessarily, because they think they'll be dwarfed by the big organization, the big arts councils and arts museums. So as a result, you will not see these exhibits touring to places normally like Jonesboro. However, there are exceptions to every rule. So when we called for applications for this, and the name of the exhibit is Hometown Teams, How Sports Shape America. Okay. They did, let me just say, they did one of the best jobs of applications that I've ever seen. We had a very, very strong evaluator panel. Every one of them, to a person, absolutely loved the application. So we got into this discussion that what if an urban area or a metro Atlanta area were to host this? Well, we believe, because this area is coming out of some of the problems, challenges perhaps that you've had, that it's a perfect area to host an exhibit of this nature. And we think this organization is going to do a great job. Now, the lead organization is Arts Clayton. We asked communities to apply. So actually, it's Jonesboro with Arts Clayton, just to explain it. Now, each of these exhibits will stay 6 weeks in their respective locations. We have chosen 12 communities. So Jonesboro is one of 12. We got a lot more than 12 applications, I can tell you that. I just wanted to point out that in this notebook, in this folder, early on we put together a one-page description from the Smithsonian, so you can look at that. Some of it is outdated now because it talks about the applications. But yesterday I worked on this, so this is more of an updated account of the exhibit, and it tells you all the other towns that are hosting it. I've been around the Humanities Council almost 10 years, well, it's been about 10 years. This will be my third tour, my third Smithsonian tour. Last one you might have heard of was New Harmonies. It was on Roots Music in America, and we put a catalog together, which I'm giving all of you a copy of, because not only is it a wonderful resource to learn about Georgia roots music, but I want to show you the types of things that come out of these exhibits. And I use the word magical a lot, and people look at me and go, what? Why are you doing that? I've seen magical things happen to communities that host these exhibits. Communities that people have never heard of, never visit. One place, a museum that maybe gets 600 visitors in a year, will suddenly have an insurgence of people in the thousands come to visit because of this exhibit. So what I did was not to show off, but this is just a little fact sheet. It kind of gives you some facts and figures about New Orleans, just to give some comparison. My mouth gets dry when I'm talking. Okay, the other thing is, I gave you some other information on the Georgia Humanities Council, so please take a look at that, and I hope I have enough. So I didn't want to inundate you with too much of this stuff. So Linda, and again, I said I'm very embarrassed because I didn't bring the dates that the exhibit's coming here. Tell us again when you're going to get this exhibit.
We will have it the full month of July. We were given the choice of 3 windows. We were chosen. So depending on when it arrives from the previous place in late June, we may have it a few days in June, the last week or so, and it will go into the first week of August to some degree. I mean, so, but it'll be a full month in July.
Fort Oglethorpe will have it before you. So,
so we had not gotten the delivery dates and the time and everything from one point to the other. So when you have these traveling exhibits, you have to be mindful of that. So we will have it all of July in 2016.
Yes, and that was what I was going to say. It opens in Swainsboro March 19th, 2016, and then it goes to Fort Oglethorpe. Then it comes here to Jonesboro. We will, as time goes on, I'll reveal more information about this. I'm sure you'll hear it through Linda and Crystal and the others here too. But the point is that these are very exciting exhibitions because you can actually say the Smithsonian is coming to our community. And when people hear that, they will pay attention because I've seen it many, many times. I give you many examples of that. So that's why Linda was so excited. That's why she swore me to say, Chrissy, don't tell anybody they ask you. So this is very, very exciting. We're so very thrilled to have Jonesboro on the tour also. So thank you so much.